Hi, this is Kate from Izzalicious Designs. Today I'm going to show you how to do the standing up skirt with the frilly ruffle on the end of it. Now I'm going to be using this for my fairies series. We also have used it for the bride and the angel, and you can also use this for your princesses if you choose to fancy up their skirts a little bit. Rather than just having a plain standing skirt, you can do the little frilly ruffle at the bottom, which looks quite nice. So this is going to be a separate video, so that when I say and you can add your skirt, standing skirt, you'll know exactly which video to go to make that. If you have annotations on, all the better, because I can actually link the video via an annotation and it will open in a different window for you. So I am going to make the standing skirt for Iridessa. We've just made Iridessa. I'm going to make her standing skirt, so let's sit her down here. What we're going to do first is make the little ruffles that go on the bottom, and I'm using two different colours for this standing skirt. I have the mango, which is what I've used as her, as like, you know, the little bits around the front here, just to give it a bit of, I suppose, definition. And so we're going to do that colour for our ruffle on the bottom. We're going to have our loom in the standard configuration. Arrow is facing towards you, or the open part of the peg is facing towards you, and we're using 2 bands at a time, which is called double banding. And we're going to place 2 bands at a time on the pegs like this. Now we need to make 8 of these little ruffles because the skirt is an 8-pin. And we put a ruffle on each part. So we've got 4 double bands here, 4 pair of bands, and we're going to take a single band, wrap it around your hook once and twice, and slide that on the end here as an end cap. Dig down past that end cap and grab the 2 bottom bands and loop them to the side here, to this one all by itself. Then you loop these 2 up. The ones that are side by side, you loop them up. Take the 2 on the left hand side and move them to the right hand side so that they're all on top of each other, and then you loop this one up, and you have made one of your little leaves. Okay, now you need 8 of these, so pause the video and get back to me when you have done 8, because I have already prepared my 8. Alright, so pause the video, get back to me when you're at 8. If you are at 8, what you're going to do is start to take your loom apart, if you can. If you can't take your loom apart, you're going to have to do a standing skirt using the growing up method, and I have a video of that. Okay, if you do have a loom that comes apart, pop out that center column like that, and pop out your big base plate. Now the other thing that you can make this on is the monster tail. You don't have to, but you can use all of these 8 pegs to make the skirt as well. If you're using your regular loom, what you're going to start by doing is taking one of your little leaves that you've just finished making, and you're going to place them between the 8 pegs that we have decided we're going to work with. So there's 1, and you're going to make sure it's flipped inside. Okay, take our next one off. I pinch this quite tightly so that I don't lose the edge, the loops of my bands. Poke it inside. See how I'm pinching here? So if you have a look now, we've gone down 4 pegs, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this next one is going to go across here. Flip it onto the inside. remember to flip it onto the inside. Make sure your hook goes through both of those little loops, one either side. And then our lucky last is going to go across these pegs like so. Okay, and I've got them all flipped onto the inside. Now, to do a skirt for this, we need 16 rows. That is row number 1. Okay, and I also tend to use my Rainbow Loom hook for this because it's got a deeper hook that I quite like. So using a single band next, you're going to be placing your second row, and I usually write down what row I'm on a post-it note or something. I have a memory like a sieve, so it's pretty easy for me to forget what row I'm on. The other thing also is if you do go over or under by 1 or 2, it really isn't going to matter too much. Push those down. We're now going to do layer 3. I have absolutely no idea what that ping was. It's obviously the machine that goes ping, something of my daughter's, I'm sure. Okay, so there are my 3 rows. Okay, I have the double bands here for the actual leaf, and then 1 band and 2 band. So what we're going to do with the open part of the peg facing towards you, you're going to dig down, and you need to take the 2 bands from the leaf. Now there are 2 sets, so you actually, for this first row, instead of just doing normally like we just loop up the first 2, we're going to loop up the first 4 and then push them down, and you'll see that you are left with 4 bands on your peg. So the first 4 get looped over, and then everything gets pushed down. I had the fun of doing this on a fun loom yesterday. Oh my goodness gracious me, I have not done that on a different loom before, and I don't think I ever want to again. It was so incredibly hard to work with. My hat off to all of you that use that product, because it is hard. Something's pinging, isn't it? There we go, push these down. Whoa, let go of your hook. 1 and 2. And our last set here, 1 and 2. Make sure that you have 4 bands on each peg, and I do, so that's good. Now I'm done with my mango. I'm going to move to the main colour that I used for her dress, which is this lime green sweet colour, and I'm just going to place 1 band around, and this is column number 4. They're a bit sticky, aren't they? Alright, now this is where we get the bottom 2 and lift over, and you're going to do this another 12 times. Okay, and once you've done this 12 times, so when you're on row number 16, let's catch back up. So pause your video now. That was number 4. We're about to do number 5. When you get to 16, when you've laid your bands for 16, we'll carry on together. Okay, I'm back. Hopefully you are too. I have just laid my bands for row number 16. So let's take the bottom two and loop them over. And then we go around and take the next two and loop them over so that we are only left with 2 bands on each peg. Okay, that's all you want, 2 bands on each peg. I will try and do the knot tying, or the attempted knot tying, close up so you can get a good view of what I'm doing, because that is the part that I think most people, even me, find the trickiest. Knots have never been my strong point. Okay, once we've done that, we're going to collect all of these little loops up onto your hook. I like to hold these last ones just so that they don't fly off with all the pressure that is put on the loom. So grab these all together like that. Move your loom out of the way. And as you can see, this is our skirt. Now what I'm going to do, these splay out like that, like a little flower. Let's take some bands. We're going to have 4, okay? And the reason we're doing 4 is because we're putting 2 together like that. Place 2 bands on your hook and place the other 2 on the end of your hook. Move the 2 that were on your hook into the center of those 2 bands that are on the end of your hook like that, and then reclaim the end of those bands, so these are sitting in the middle. Okay, then you're going to take the 2 closest to you up, over and off, and tie it in a slip knot like that. Okay, what we're going to do, pop your these 2 bands that we just tied together, these 4 bands that we just tied together, pop 2 of them on the end here, and we're slowly going to move these loops onto those 2 bands. Like that. Pull them through. It's going to be a bit tight. You've got that knot there as well, like that we just made. You can pull that through a couple of the loops. That's fantastic. Just don't lose the end of your bands, okay? Okay, when we've got both, when you've got them sort of spread out a bit, put both on your hook. Now this is where I'm going to try and zoom in to show you what I'm doing, okay? And not hit my camera at the same time. So we're going to take the 2 loops closest to you up, so these bands are sticky, and over, so that you have a slip knot. Okay, it does not need to be tight. So here you're holding one end, these are the 2 loops from the other end. Okay, that's what this is going through. So you're going to put your hook under those like this. Then you're going to grab 2. You've got this is the tie off loop here in your hand with my thumb here. You're going to grab one side of it and pull it under like that, and put the other on top, move it over those, and these are the 2, the ones that are nearest the end of the hook. Let go, pull, and those are the ones that you're pulling, and that is how you kind of make a knot. Okay, like that. Do not worry if that knot is not tight. It doesn't matter. You don't want it to be tight because you want this to spread out, and the extra loops that you have on the dress get tucked inside the dress. Okay, these get tucked inside. I'm going to zoom back out again. Oop, wrong way. There we go. Now this is where you get to use a spoon. slide your spoon inside your dress like this. This gives you the chance to spread these little loops out evenly and make sure that they're not twisted on each other. So spread them out evenly like that. Okay, then you're going to get your doll, take her out of her tutu, and you're going to pop her little legs inside here, inside the spoon, and you're going to stuff her down, and it's almost like she's going to be lying in this spoon. Okay, push her down so she's about waist height into the spoon like that. Then as you drag the spoon out of the skirt, you'll see her little legs are here at the bottom. They can stay up there hiding. You pull this out to the desired height on her waist, and then these loops, you're going to just put your hook up part of the inside and drag them back down inside the skirt so that they are hidden. Effectively, you now have your standing up skirt. Okay, and that's the one that you have the puffy frilly bit at the bottom. Alright, so there she is in all her glory. That's Iridessa, and then I also have done Tinkerbell, and we'll be doing these for all the other fairies in the series as well. But now that's how you make your skirt. Now you know. Hope you enjoy making. Take care.